Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Carlos with Twins Reef, and this is the Red Sea Reefer 300 G2. So in the last video I had mentioned that I've been thinking about taking a break from the hobby, but my thoughts have been forcefully changed. I don't know if it's a California thing or just the hobby in general, or it could be just the economy in general, but the market for the hobby isn't that hot. I've been having difficult time trying to sell my equipment. Same thing with corals. I have sold and traded some corals, but I honestly haven't got any interest or inquiries regarding the rest of my corals. So I thought, hey, if it's gonna take me forever to rehome everything, might as well just keep it and see if I could sell any extra equipment that I have laying around and some of the corals that I don't really like or extras. So that's what I'm going to be doing that for now. So that thought about me taking a break from the hobby is at pause. Right now we're just going to let the tank be the tank. It's basically on cruise control. It has been thriving, and to be honest with you guys, I am happy with this tank. Due to my job, I work like in the HVAC industry. It's getting really busy, so it doesn't give me a lot of time to spend with my tank or move things around. But I think it's a good thing, because just today I was able to clean the glass, and in person, if you look at this tank, the SPS are so vibrant. They're looking really good. All the euphyllia are doing good, the mushroom corals are doing good, the fish are doing good. I want to give you guys a quick recap for those that didn't watch the last video. So I had two saltwater tanks, this 300 and then the 20-gallon innovative marine tank that I had set up for my twin boys. They were setting up that tank into their likeness, so they chose all the livestock, some corals, and then all these SPS that I have here in my tank were first in this aquarium, but they weren't doing so well, so we transferred them to the twins tank, and I noticed how they were thriving. They were recovering. And one reason was, guys, because for this tank the intensity and the par was really low. Once I got a par meter, I found out that my par, where all my SPS are now, was anywhere from 100 to 120, and my sand bed was getting like 50 to 80 par, which is fine for euphyllia, mushrooms, but when it comes to SPS, it's really hard to keep them with those type of pars. So we brought all the corals that we had there to this tank, all the fish to this tank, and all the live rock. I basically made room in my sump. It's been, I think, about 2 weeks now that I removed my skimmer. I thought to myself, I probably do not need the skimmer. It is a mechanical filtration. Basically captures all the small particles that my filter floss isn't able to capture. However, I think having live rock will increase the biome of the tank itself, and you'll have more of a thriving tank. So that 20-gallon, I never had a skimmer. I had a bunch of media filtration to host all that beneficial bacteria, all the cocopods and things like that, and the tank was thriving. That 20-gallon just with an AI prime, and that's it, and a wave maker, filter floss as well for filtration, a little bit of carbon, activated carbon, but besides that it was simple. And fish, corals were doing well. Since we do have the sump area open, I do have my 7-gallon Alpha Reef. It seems like it's not even at 50%, probably at 65. So I still have Alpha Reef for months. I'm using the stock auto top off that it came with, and I am using filter floss that I bought from Walmart. I paid $5 for a bag, and literally I've been having that bag for a while, and I change that filter floss 3 times a week, and I have like 70% left of that bag, which only cost me $5. So that's all that's going on down there, nothing fancy. I am just dosing Alpha Reef. I have no skimmer, just using live rock and filter floss down there. So the fish, guys, I brought all the fish from the 20-gallon. Unfortunately, I lost my gold nugget maroon. It's my fault. I placed, you know, the black storm clownfish here because when they used to be together before I transferred this annoying guy to the 20 gallon because he was messing, you know, with my corals. But they were living in this tank peacefully for months. So I guess they forgot, they have short time memory. And I introduced the black storm again. They were doing fine. The following morning, one of my boys told me that my gold nugget was, you know, being tossed around by the wave makers. He was still breathing. I tried to save him, but after a couple minutes, he just passed away. I felt really upset because gold nugget was my first favorite designer clownfish that I always wanted. And once I was able to find it at a good price, I bought it. But however, when they came out with the black storms, I do like them. They are Ocellaris, where the gold nuggets are maroon, a little bit more aggressive, and they grow larger than Ocellaris. But I lost him because that's my fault. Now all my other fish are doing good. My blue hippo tank is growing healthy. Sometimes I do see it fighting with the fox face rabbit fish, but they could be peaceful at times with each other. I also brought the firefish that was in the 20 gallon. When it was in the 20 gallon, guys, that fish will never come out, but I've been seeing it come out here more often. I'm super surprised because we do not have a lid here, and we didn't have a lid on the 20 gallon, but the firefish has never jumped out, so fingers crossed, hopefully it doesn't jump out. We do have a pistol shrimp, which is somewhere in this area that it made its home. We used to have a goby, but that goby ended up jumping from the tank. Another fish that we have is a saltwater molly that we have bought for the 20 gallon because we were having hair algae issues. So he's blended somewhere with the background, but he's there doing healthy, doing good. And I do have an algae blenny as well that he is somewhere around the rockscapes. Now let's talk a little bit more with equipment. I am still using my MP40s, one on my left side, one on my right side. I think I have them around 40% intensity. I'm using the Reef Crest mode. And then we do have the Ecotech Radiance XR15 Pros, AV Plus at 80% intensity. One reason the intensity is high, it's because of the par needed for the SPS corals. My par on the top of the rock is anywhere from 240 to 280. I get around 120 to 150 in the sand bed, and then in the middle it all depends. It could go anywhere from 150 to 200 depending what side of the tank it's at, because one thing about the light, it reflects you know, the par from the glass, the side glass, more to the center of the tank. I thought that my shades for my XR15s were going to affect the par. I removed the shades, took par readings with it and without it, and the par never changed. It was the same. So yeah, that's it with equipment. I am still using my Milwaukee pH probe. It reads 8 pH, and that's pretty much it. So let's talk about the tank, man. I wish this camera captured what the eye could capture when it comes to this tank. This tank, guys, is super vibrant, super nice. Sadly, the camera is not picking it up. All my corals are doing good. So let's start off with the left side of the tank. All my Euphilia are doing good. You see this toxic hammer is doing well. All my Euphilia are doing good. My Goniporus finally started to open up. One reason was because I lowered the flow rate from 60% to 40%, and they started to open up. Unfortunately, I lost a couple of Goniporus, so they are a little bit more picky when it comes to flow. Some corals, guys, since we're talking about corals, I'll focus back on coral updates, but I just want to tell you guys quickly that I was able to sell some corals when I posted all my corals and equipment up for sale. I got rid of my Electus mushroom, which I regret. I sold my large Electus that was here with the babies, so that one is gone. Another coral that I regret selling was my toxic bicolor hammer, and I also sold it with it was a Bill Moray, a key lime, and a Marlin Staff SPS. That person bought those 4 corals. Another coral that I don't have here anymore, I don't know if you guys are able to tell, is that green bleeding apple scoly. I traded that scoly for this jawbreaker, so I don't know if they match when it comes to value, but one reason I accepted the trade was because jawbreakers tend to reproduce, where scolies, they don't reproduce in the aquarium. I think what they use is like spawn. They spawn to reproduce, and that really only occurs in the wild. So this jawbreaker does have some speckles of green, but as it grows, I don't think that green speckle is basically going to turn like another, it's gonna get bigger or, you know, into another mark. However, one reason why I got that jawbreaker is because I've been getting a lot of interest and inquiries regarding this jawbreaker. I'm currently in negotiating with someone, so we've been trying to set a date to, you know, meet up. So it's going to be upsetting because basically the Electus mushroom and this jawbreaker are the showpiece of this tank. However, it is going to help me, you know, financially, save that money and get some other type of corals. I've been having this jawbreaker for a couple years now, and it's probably time for it to go. One thing I am going to have to do is basically remove this rock, because I am using epoxy to hold the rockscape. So it's still a 50% chance this coral might stay or might leave. So we'll see. It's a 50-50. I'm trying to see if I could think about other corals that I have sold since last video. My Sunkissed bounce, I used to have a whole bounce or mushroom cup filled with large Sunkissed. I sold that as well, and I was only able to keep this Sunkissed. And I think that's pretty much it when it comes to corals. There's some, you know, mushrooms that I have sold and traded. For example, I have traded one mushroom for a salted agave zoanthid that was previously here. But I sold zoanthid because I don't really like psoas or polys, because I've had bad experience when it comes to polytoxin. Be careful when you guys frag those things. Make sure you're wearing goggles, a mask, and some gloves, because guys, that is not a good experience. And depending on your immune system or your body in general, fighting off that toxin, so be careful. That's why I do not keep zoanthids, polys in my tank, since I had that experience. It was a scary experience. Anyhow, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to corals. This one's pretty new. This one was from the Twins tank, the 20-gallon drop-off. I don't know if it's a, looks like it's a torch, but its tentacles are more thicker, shorter than these torches that I have here. So I don't know if it depends of the region where it's at. Another coral that's from the Twins tank is this toxic hammer, which is the same one as here. I don't know if it's because of the flow or it's because it seems like it's trying to split into 2 heads. Hey, I just thought about it. Finger, I hope I don't have this. What about there's a pest right there causing it to close up? So I have to take a closer look on that hammer, because it is weird that it hasn't really been opened, and when basically it's in the same area as these here, same power breeding, same type of flow, and it's just not really opening up. And it's not because the frog spawn is there. It was like that before I actually put this frog spawn here. So now let's continue with the corals. Just show you guys a little bit. All my Euphyllia are doing good. Toxic hammers, these orange to gold hammers are doing good as well. These are some hammers I want to bring home. I don't really like how they look, the color of them, so I'm going to sell this one. I'm gonna try to sell this one. I'm gonna keep this one. I like this one. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these SPS because I have multiple of them. These are golden rods, but I was told when you have these in high intensity par that they turned green, and if you were to have them like a medium to lower par, they would be more like that yellowish to goldish color. My digitadas are doing good. Hammers are all, torches, they're all doing good. Mushrooms, super easy to keep, are doing good. My GSP finally decided to open up, it's doing good. My acans are doing good. These are probably some corals that I'm thinking about rehoming. So I'm gonna just rehome the corals that I don't like. Goniporas, I noticed they don't do good in this tank, so I'm gonna get rid of the gonis. I'm gonna get rid of the acans. I'm gonna get rid of those hammers that I don't like. And then over here, guys, we have a large red discosoma rock, which I am going to get rid of that one as well. This is a rock that I really like. One reason why I sold that bounce, the Sunkist bounce cup, was because I have this rock filled with golden gonzo mushrooms, with Sunkist mushrooms, Superman mushrooms, and it looks super good. Again, camera doesn't make justice on how it looks in person. All the corals that I'm going to be selling, getting rid of, are just these little frags of golden rods, the key lime, and then some bird's nest. And then all the corals that you see here, they are looking really ugly. I feel like cutting the tips and fragging them again, put them in frag this, and see if they're able to recover. So this is a bird's nest. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. Now, quickly, I want to give you guys a top view of this tank, so you guys can see how vibrant and beautiful these SPS corals look. And I'm really happy with myself because before I've always wanted SPS, but I always had that challenge, difficulty of keeping SPS. But with time, effort, and doing research, if you want something, you put effort to it, you look into it, you're able to to accomplish what you desire. So I've always wanted SPS, and I'm finally able to keep them, even though these are not high-end SPS. I think if you're able to keep these alive, you're able to keep the other ones alive. For me, Euphilia are really easy to keep. Mushrooms are easy to keep. I don't know, I just haven't had any luck with Goniporas. Acans, before I used to have hard time with them. Now they're doing good, they're thriving, but I just don't really like how they look. So yeah, let me turn off the flow and show you guys the top view of my tank. Alright, so this is the top view of the tank. Everything's doing super good. Let's start in the sand bed. All the Goniporas down there with that jawbreaker. All the Euphilia doing good. You can see a little bit of my other large jawbreakers down there. The green star polyp, the red discosomas, the torches, the one Sunkist rock, all the little frags down here, they're all doing good. That large red discosoma is doing good. And then, man, all these SPS, again, the camera cannot even capture it, but they're super vibrant. These golden rod SPS, same thing. The digitata, they're doing super good. The green slimer is doing good. This one's the green slimer, my bad. Let's see, couldn't really capture it. I think this one's like a green digi, I'm not so sure. Then we have like a Billmore Ray somewhere right there, and a Merlin staff, not Merlin staff, I forgot what's the name of that one, a Millie. And yeah, pretty much it, guys. My blue stylo, I'm probably gonna sell that one. But yeah, all the corals are doing super good. Thank you guys for watching. I don't want to make this video longer than it's supposed to be. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.